Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. So we are now looking at Meta, and Meta is an inside day candle for us today, and that normally just means if by chance we break above this level, this is the possible target, and if we break under this level, this is our target. So as of now, if Meta should break above the 608.83, we have an upside target today for 620.72. Now to the downside, if by chance we break under 594.67, we have a downside target for Meta at around the 586.16. Now we were moving sideways for a while, and the support level was around this 604.02, and it looks like we have broken from that place, and now our support level is around the 608.32. So it looks as if we could very well break, back to the upside. Just keep in mind there is a big gap from here that could very well stop us out. So I say trade carefully. Now again, if you trade Meta, it is an inside day candle, and I would definitely watch around. If we should lose this area of 608.32, we could very well come back to the 604.02, breaking that level 601.47, and if we should break that, 599.71. These are your support areas. Now if we should break that 599.71, we have 596.85. Breaking that brings us back to that trigger to the downside at 594.67. Breaking that, you see there's a few layers of support here. So I'm going to say around the 592.98. Breaking that level brings us back to the 589.08. So if you're trading Meta today, these are areas to the downside as support. Now back to the upside for resistance. Again, breaking above this 608.83. I have 614.45, which I'm sure there's something that could stop us out in between that. Now if we should break that level, just know 617.71, again 619.56, and 620.72 could be a trouble place for us. So if you're again trading Meta today, those are areas to the upside and to the downside. Y'all know I say so often, in the market anything is possible, right? So Tesla is next on our list, and as you can see, we closed at 249.98. Tesla is having some trouble here around this 248.35 pre-market. Again, support, that will be our resistance area in my opinion. Support is around this 247.26 area, which is right where our 5 EMA is. So where are our trouble places for Tesla? Let's look back to the upside. If by chance we break above that 248.35, just know we could possibly have trouble again at the 249.05 area. Breaking that, we could possibly have trouble 249.65, and if we should break that, somewhere around the 250 could be a resistance area for us, and if we should break that, 251.07, breaking the 251.07, 250.215, and if we should break that, we could very well have trouble again here at the 253.84. Now to the downside, if by chance we break under 247.26, we could very well find support at 246.55. Now what's interesting, there's a few layers of support here for Tesla under the 246.56. Just know that, in my opinion, if we break under the 245.69, we could possibly decline. That is the 200 EMA as of now. Now breaking that 246.69 area, we can find support around 245.71 as a 200 EMA, and if we break that level, 245.15. Now if we should break that, 245.15, 244.35 as of now is where our ATR trailing stop. Tesla normally, once it hit this level, it could very well bounce. I would say we just have to trade carefully today. So those are your support and resistance areas for Tesla. Is this giving us a double top? I've been talking about that. That's interesting. So we definitely need to watch Tesla today. It could go in either direction. So if you're trading Tesla, I say so often, y'all, Tesla does what it does. Just trade carefully, right? So we're now looking at the SPY, and I do realize that my SPY charts are very congested, and I said I was going to go back and clean those up, and I will at some point. But as of now, guess what? It works for me. So the SPY closed at 562.81. It seems as if we came up to the high of this. We knew that we could get rejected here. 562.56. Candle high was 562.55. Right there at that place, right? So we got rejected there. only to come back and get rejected in this around this area 562.29. So it looks like the SPY is having some trouble also. That 5 EMA is, you know, holding us up, which I had the level of 561.39. So it looks like we're having some trouble here. Where are the resistance? I mean, the support places going back to the downside. We could very well find support 561.01, breaking that 560.71, breaking that level 560.25, and if we should break that, we have 559.84. Breaking that level, we have a few layers of support down to the 559.52. 559.52, and if we should break that, the ATR trailing stop and a previous line, y'all see it's right there at 559.23. What's interesting is we did not know that those blue lines would be there. That's why it is so important that we mark our support and our resistance. Now back to the upside, we would definitely need to get back above this 561.69. If we should break that 562.06, and breaking that 562.29, not far away, breaking that level 562.56, and as you can see, there's a few layers of support from there, so I would say 562.91, and if we break that, 563.20, and again here at 563.50. Again, I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, I kind of like want to know where my trouble places are. So it's important to mark those levels, in my opinion, right? So, and when I say possible trouble places, let's say that. So we're now looking at NVDA. We closed at 121.67, y'all. As you can see, we broke out of this little gathering spot, as I like to call it, only to come back up here and find support as of now at the 123.20. So where are the trouble places? Breaking beyond that 123.20, we could very well have trouble here at 123.81, 124.41, 124.97 could very well be a rejection place, and if we should break that level, 125.50, breaking that 125.50, we could possibly have trouble again. 126.45, not far away. 126.89 could very well be a trouble place. Now back to the downside, let's say we get under this 5 EMA as of now, under the 123.09. We could very well find support at 122.87, breaking that level 122.28. If we should break that, 121.75, and breaking that level brings us kind of close to that ATR trail and stop around the 121.63. So I would watch under 121.45. The ATR trail and stop is at the 63, and I have the 121.45 marked. So if by chance we break that level, we could very well come back to 120.79. So if you're trading NVIDIA today, these are areas that we could possibly have trouble. Let's say that there's a few layers at that 120.79 area. If we should lose that, we could very well come back to 120.24 and find support, and losing that, there's a few layers there. 119.78, under that level we can come back to 119.32. So if you are trading NVIDIA today, those are areas to the upside and to the downside, and y'all know I say so often, in the market anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed, right? We are now looking at AMD. We closed at $100.97, and as you can see, we are losing support here at this 102.26 area, which is interesting. So let's say back to the upside, we will need to get back above 102.26. Again, this candle has not closed, so I would use that. I would watch this area here. Back to the upside, we could possibly have trouble again, 102.80, and if we break that level, 103.68 could be a trouble place. Breaking that level, 104.08, and again at 104.40, not far away. Breaking that 104.40, we could possibly have trouble. 104.85, and again here at 105.24. Now to the downside, it would definitely need to get back under the 101.65. Breaking that level, we could very well come back to this, where this ATR trailing stop is up now, the $100.95. And as you can see, the 20 EMA, the ATR trailing stop, and a previous line that we have marked at $100.86. If by chance we break that level for AMD, we could very well come back to $100.45, and breaking that, we could find support at $100.14. I just remember that number. And if we should break that level, we can come back to $99.52, and y'all see the 200 EMA is at that $99.60, not far away. It's amazing to go back sometimes and see those lines are right where we had marked and not knowing that they would be there. That's why I say so often it is very important that we mark our support in our resistance areas. So Apple is on our list as an inside day candle for today. If by chance we break above 214.05, we have an upside target of 216.96, which is right kind of like where that 200 EMA is as of now at that 30 on our 30-minute chart. Now, if we should break under $200, 209.53, we have a downside target for Apple today at 208.52. So if you're trading Apple today, these are levels that I would watch. Keep in mind, it's just moving sideways. Y'all know the market is setting up for something. The market is setting up for something. Let me say that. So Amazon is next on our list as an inside day candle, and we've already reached that target. It would, if by chance we broke beyond the 198.65 area. The target was 198.88, and we've already reached the 199. So we've already reached that target pre-market. Does not mean we cannot continue climbing. Let me say that. Now back to the downside. If by chance Amazon should break under 195.32, we have a downside target of 191.82. And let's see how much Amazon normally moves per day. It normally moves $8.03 per day. That is the ATR, which is the average true range. So if you trade Amazon today, it is an inside day candle. I say trade carefully. It just broke out of a gathering spot, so it could go in either direction. I just say trade carefully. So Citigroup or C is also on our list as an inside day candle. If by chance we break above $69, we have an upside target 69.18, not very far. Now under 67.56, downside target 66.69. So if you trade Citigroup or C, it is an inside day candle. Devon Energy is also an inside day candle, and as you can see, we've already reached those levels to the upside, the target to the upside. If by chance we broke that 34.59 as we did, upside target 34.61. To the downside under 33.44, downside target is 33.40. Let's see how much Devon normally moves per day, because it could very well $1.39. Not really a big mover, but again, it can move in either direction at $1.39. So if you trade Devon Energy, it is an inside day candle. Marvell is also an inside day candle for today. If by chance we break above that $70.86, we have an upside target of $71.81. That is our target. Now to the downside, under 67.91, we have a downside target of 67.58. And let's see how much Marvell, MRVL, normally moves about $6.71. That is our ATR, and that ATR stands for average true range of how much the stock normally moves per day. So yeah, these are some. Uber is next on. We do have Uber as a inside day candle, and y'all see we've already broken through that trigger and we're right at the target. That's why I really like marking these. So above 71.81, our target to the upside was 71.96. That is the high of this candle. However, we could very well keep climbing and have trouble here at 72.03, and again here at 72.41. Now if by chance we break to the downside for Uber, we could very well, under the $70.32, we can come back to $69.36. Let's go see how much Uber normally moves per day. $3.16. Again, y'all, that could be in either direction. So if you're trading Uber today, UBER, it is an inside day candle. One other one that we have on the list today is Walmart, WMT. And if by chance we break above this level of 85.40, we have an upside target of 85.43, not very far for Walmart. Now, to the downside, under 84.02, we have 83.94. Again, not a big mover. Let's see how much Walmart normally moves per day. $2.78. Again, that could be in either direction. So if you're trading Walmart today, it looks like we've been just trading sideways. We could very well come down and find support here at this $84.85. Breaking that level, we could very well come back to the $84.31. And if we should break that, we could very well come back to this trigger here at 84.02. So y'all, when I look at the market, this is what I see. There's so many different ways to trade the market, and sometimes what's challenging is finding the strategy that works best for you. But whenever you find that, you have to just have the discipline to execute your plan. I always say make sure you set your stop losses, whatever it is that you choose to use. Make sure you have the discipline to execute that, y'all. So I hope that everyone have a very profitable, a very, very productive day today. If you could, please, again, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that, because we learn and we grow together. So until next time, y'all, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.